This is Sam. Sam is a pretty average monkey. He works a 9 to 5, loves his couch, and just wants to come home after a long day and watch something good on TV. So back in 2015, Sam did what millions of monkeys were doing. He cancelled his cable subscription. Because why was he paying 180 bananas a month for 400 channels he never watched? Netflix was 8 bananas a month. Done. Easy. Sam felt like a genius. And for a while, he was. Game of Thrones, Stranger Things, Breaking Bad. Sam was eating good. His friends still paying for cable looked at him like he was some kind of prophet. Fast forward to today. Sam sits down after work, opens his TV, and stares at a screen full of apps. Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Max, Peacock, Paramount Plus, Apple TV, Amazon Prime. He scrolls, and scrolls, and scrolls. 45 minutes later, Sam hasn't watched anything. He's just been scrolling through thumbnails, having an existential crisis about what to do with his evening. And when Sam finally checks his bank statement at the end of the month, his stomach drops. Between all his streaming subscriptions, Sam is spending 217 bananas a month. That's more than his old cable bill. So what exactly happened here? How did the thing that was supposed to kill cable TV quietly become cable TV? Who's responsible? And most importantly, is there any escape? This is how streaming services became the new cable. But first, what made cable so bad in the first place? Chapter 2. Why Monkeys Hated Cable. To understand how we got here, we need to understand what streaming was supposed to fix. Cable TV in its prime was basically a hostage situation. You wanted ESPN. Great. But to get ESPN, you had to buy the sports bundle. And to get the sports bundle, you had to buy the premium tier. And to get the premium tier, you had to bundle it with internet and phone. A phone that nobody in the building had used since 2009. By the time you were done, you were paying 180 bananas a month for a package you never asked for, filled with channels you'd never watch. Home Shopping Network. The Quilting Channel. 17 different versions of ESPN nobody asked for. And if you ever tried to cancel, good luck. Cable companies were infamous for making cancellation deliberately painful. Hidden fees, contracts, customer service lines designed to make you give up and stay. It was a masterclass in corporate hostage-taking. So when Netflix showed up offering you everything for 8 bananas a month with no contracts, no hidden fees, and no bundling nonsense, monkeys lost their minds in a good way. The cord-cutting revolution had begun. Chapter 3. The Golden Age. That didn't last for a beautiful few years. Streaming was genuinely great. Netflix was pumping out hit after hit. Amazon Prime Video came along. Hulu added live TV. It felt like the golden age of television arrived, and Sam and his fellow monkeys were winning. But then something shifted. See, every major media company on the planet watched Netflix get enormous and thought, we want a piece of that. Disney launched Disney Plus. NBC Universal launched Peacock. Warner Media launched HBO Max. Paramount launched Paramount Plus. Apple launched Apple TV Plus. And every single one of them pulled their content off Netflix to stock their own shelves. Suddenly, the Friends rerun Sam loved, gone from Netflix, now exclusively on Max. The NFL games, Peacock. The Marvel movies Sam grew up watching, Disney Plus only. And just like that, to watch everything Sam used to watch on one platform, he now needed 6. The bundle was back, just wearing a different outfit. Chapter 4. The price creep. But here's where it gets really ugly. Remember when Netflix was 8 bananas a month? In 2024, it hit 22 bananas for the standard plan. Nearly 3 times the original price in under a decade. And Netflix isn't alone. Every major streaming platform has raised prices multiple times, some of them twice in a single year. But the price hikes aren't even the sneakiest part, because streaming services figured out something cable companies knew all along. Monkeys forget about subscriptions they're not actively using. So they make cancellation just annoying enough that you keep putting it off. They bury the cancel button 4 menus deep. They offer you a discounted pause instead of a clean exit. They remind you of all the content you'd be missing. Sound familiar? That's because it's exactly what cable did. Except now it's 6 different companies doing it simultaneously, and Sam is trapped in all 6 cages at once. Chapter 5. The Aditya bait and switch, but wait, it gets worse. Because these streaming giants realized they could squeeze even more bananas out of their subscribers with a brilliant little trick. They introduced cheaper ad-supported tiers. Sounds good on paper, right? Pay less, watch some ads. Fine. Except here's what actually happened. Several platforms quietly moved their existing subscribers, the ones already paying full price, onto plans that now included ads, unless they upgraded to an even more expensive ad-free tier. In other words, Sam was paying more to get back to the same experience he already had. And the ads themselves? We're not talking about a polite interruption every 20 minutes like the old days. Some platforms are running ad loads that rival traditional cable television. So Sam is now paying more bananas for an experience that is functionally identical to the cable package he cancelled a decade ago. The system didn't just replicate cable. It improved on cable's worst features. Chapter 6. The content library shrink. And here's the part nobody talks about enough. Streaming services don't just raise prices. They quietly delete content. Shows that Sam loved. Movies he'd saved to his watch list. Originals that platforms spent millions producing. Gone. Removed from libraries with 0 warning and 0 refund. Why? Licensing costs. Tax write-offs. Content budget reshuffling. HBO Max famously removed dozens of original productions that won awards and had real audiences. Peacock gutted its library. Netflix has quietly removed hundreds of titles year over year. The content you're paying for today might be gone tomorrow. And unlike buying a DVD, Sam owns absolutely nothing. He's essentially renting access to a library that keeps throwing books away. Chapter 7. The corporate math. So why is this happening? Simple. The streaming gold rush is over. For years, platforms were in a race to grab subscribers at any cost. They spent billions on content. They kept prices artificially low. They were buying Sam's loyalty with their investors' bananas. But Wall Street eventually asked a very reasonable question. When exactly are you going to make money? And so the great squeeze began. Password sharing crackdowns, price hikes, ad tiers, content cuts, bundles. Netflix cracked down on password sharing and added 23 million subscribers in a single year. Not because 23 million new monkeys suddenly discovered TV, but because Sam's cousin, who had been using his account for free, was now forced to pay. Every single one of these decisions traces back to the same thing. The era of cheap streaming was never sustainable. It was a land grab funded by venture capital and investor patience. And now that patience has run out, Sam gets the bill. Chapter 8. Is there any escape? So what can Sam actually do about this? Option 1. Be ruthless about rotation. Subscribe to one platform. Watch everything you want on it. Cancel. Move to the next one. Platforms make cancellation annoying, but not impossible. Option 2. Rediscover free options. Platforms like Tubi, Pluto TV, and YouTube itself offer enormous libraries for absolutely zero bananas. The content isn't always brand new, but it exists, and it is free. Option 3. Buy the thing you actually love. If Sam watches The Sopranos once a year every year, buying it outright on digital for 15 bananas is cheaper than maintaining a Max subscription for 12 months at 180 bananas just to have access to it. But here's the honest truth. There is no perfect solution because the system isn't designed to give Sam one. It's designed to make sure that no matter what Sam does, somebody is getting his bananas. The streaming revolution promised to break the cable monopoly. Instead, it just replaced one monopoly with 6 smaller ones that figured out how to work together to achieve the same result. Sam cancelled cable to escape the bundle. He got the bundle back. He just assembles it himself now and pays more for the privilege of feeling like he's in control. Chapter 9. Outro. So the next time you look at your bank statement and wonder how your streaming bill got so out of control, now you know. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't bad luck. It was the inevitable result of an industry that learned everything it needed to know from the very monster it was supposed to replace. Sam still watches TV every night. He's just doing it with the quiet fury of a monkey who knows exactly how he got here. For legal reasons, this is just the ramblings of a paranoid primate about fictional monkeys in a made-up jungle. Please do not sue Monkey, and thank you to the members of the Banana Republic keeping these videos alive. You are all genuinely wonderful. Take care, and we will see you in the next one.